New at 9, school districts are losing a huge chunk of money they received during the pandemic. They're now counting on state legislators to step up and approve funding to help them keep up with inflation.
As Fox San Antonio's Amanda Henderson explains in this Crisis in the Classroom report, school districts are hoping that money will come sooner rather than later.
The race is on to approve school funding before the Texas legislative session ends.
This last few weeks of the legislative session is absolutely critical.
Alejandra Lopez is keeping a close eye on Texas's budget and House Bill 100. As president of the San Antonio Alliance, a local teachers union, she says investment is critical ahead of federal pandemic dollars wrapping up. Funding has been a major discussion as both Harlandale and South San ISD have voted to close schools in order to make up a deficit.
It is now time to make that commitment in monetary terms.
If approved, HB 100 would commit more than $4 billion to Texas public schools. Half would go towards staff raises. It would also raise the funding districts receive per student by $140 over 2 years. Julia Grizzard with the Bexar County Education Coalition says it won't fix everything, but it is a first step.
To keep up with inflation, that the legislature would need to do a $900 per student increase.
It is not realistic to think that we can live off of that.
Eduardo Hernandez is closely watching school funding legislation with federal dollars going away.
Obviously, we couldn't plan for a pandemic, but we did plan with those federal dollars to make sure that we were able to take care of a few things up front and make sure that we were able to take our local dollars that we weren't spending then and save them for a rainy day. That's why we have a rainy day fund.
The Edgewood ISD superintendent and Northside ISD superintendent John Kraft both say they spent the federal dollars on one-time costs. Kraft explains why the additional funding is key as inflation continues.
We want to ensure that we're able to compensate teachers competitively as well as all employees, because we recognize the shortage not only across the state and here in the district, but also across the nation. There's a lot of work to be done here in the next 2 weeks, and it's going to be a sprint to the finish, I'm afraid.
Both Northside ISD and Edgewood ISD tell me they don't foresee any job cuts happening. Right now, HB 100 has already been passed in the Texas House, but it's being voted out of a committee in the Senate. That's where it is right now. Amanda Henderson, Fox News at 9.
All right, Amanda.